Well, I finally got him. Let's get this over with. Welcome back. Alrighty, so it's the 30th anniversary of Transformers. You know what an obsessive completist I am. So I got him. Transformers. Written and directed by Michael Bay. Well, actually not written by him, but directed by Michael Bay. Transformers Revenge of the Fallen. And Transformers Dark of the Moon. On Blu-ray. There you go. I got him. Bye! Fine, you want me to talk about him, I'll talk about him. Alright, we're going to keep this brief, because back in the day, I actually did a huge 2-part video about Revenge of the Fallen. I'll include a link to that in the description. You can check it out. I've not actually watched Dark of the Moon yet. I just wanted to do an update just to let you know, hey, I got him. Check it out. So I don't really have anything to say about Dark of the Moon other than cool lenticular cover. Yeah, so basically I figured if I wanted to get them simply because they are a significant part of Transformers history, whether you love them or hate them. Honestly, I don't hate the Transformers movies. I think they are seriously flawed and have major issues, but there are aspects about them that I do enjoy. For example, even if you look at my review of Revenge of the Fallen, there is 2 parts to it, and the first part is called The Good. The second part is called The Bad and the Ugly. So even Revenge of the Fallen, being the complete mess that it is, does have its good points. But I'll let you watch those videos if you want to get my thoughts on that. So just specifically about the Blu-rays here, I figured, okay, well, if I'm going to get them, I want to get the best editions that are out. Now, I'm not talking fancy, packaging so much as I'm talking about content. So here, we got the original 2008 release of Transformers on Blu-ray with the cool clear plastic slipcover. Now, it is a little bit warped on the bottom. I got this off an eBay listing. It had pictures of the actual item, but this was not clearly illustrated. There was some, I don't know, almost looks like heat warping or something. But anyway, yeah, pretty cool plastic slipcover. Other than the warping at the bottom, it's actually in really nice shape. And that edition is really hard to find nowadays. So then, of course, we have Optimus there and Megatron there. And this is the 2-disc edition, which has all kinds of extras and goodies, and even a nice little insert that I don't even know. It's something about BD Live. But anyway, yeah, so pretty cool stuff. And I had actually, honestly, I never really had a big issue with the first one. I had a few minor issues with it. I wasn't wild about the redesign of Prime being a long nose cab instead of the traditional flat nose cab, but that's okay. I kind of warmed up to it. Plus the fact that they actually got Peter Cullen back to do the voice of Prime was a big plus in my books. And it's actually thanks to him being in this, that he's been in everything Transformers as Prime ever since. Prior to that, he had only ever done the classic series. So this revitalized Peter Cullen's career as Optimus Prime again, for all us Transformers fans. So, hey, credit where credit's due. You may love or hate the movies, but at least it got us Peter Cullen back on a pretty much a permanent basis as Optimus. And let's face it, there is no better Optimus out there. Although some of the mid to late 90s ones were pretty good. But then Revenge of the Fallen here. This is kind of funny because this is actually a pretty rare-ish edition, at least you would think so. This is the big screen edition that was actually a Walmart exclusive. I tried to get this when it originally came out, but apparently it was only a Walmart US exclusive, and none of the Canadian Walmarts actually had it. Now, the big deal about the big screen edition, first off, I did get it with the slipcover, which is quite nice because it actually has different artwork inside. You can find this without the slipcover as well. The funny thing is, Revenge of the Fallen, I think, is just such a despised movie by so many people that even though this is technically a pretty limited edition, it was only ever available in Walmart during that brief period of exclusivity, and then it disappeared. You can still find this all over eBay, dirt cheap. I think I paid it was like $20 including shipping, with the slipcover included and everything, which is a pretty good deal for something that's, that old and that technically rare. It's just one of those things. Yeah, it's rare, but nobody cares. So, whatever. Anyway, so once again, same deal. We've got a 2-disc edition here. So if you're wondering about what it means by big screen edition, well, you know how when certain movies are filmed with IMAX sequences, and you watch them in an IMAX theater, the majority of the movie might be in, say, like CinemaScope, so like really widescreen, and the IMAX stuff will just fill the screen, like you really see when it goes to the IMAX footage. Well, and then there's Blu-ray releases that present it in such a way that, the CinemaScope stuff is CinemaScope, but then the IMAX footage is done in full 16:9. Now, IMAX aspect ratio is actually very much like just a square. It's like a full frame. So you're still losing a bit off the top and bottom. But the non-IMAX versions of those films, stuff like The Dark Knight, for example, and The Dark Knight Rises, those were done that way, where the majority of the movie was CinemaScope, and the IMAX sequences would, fill the screen and whatnot. And then the Blu-rays would have the IMAX footage fill the 16:9 frame, so it wasn't as severely cropped as it is in the non-IMAX version. Well, I guess The Dark Knight hasn't been presented any other way. Well, not so with Revenge of the Fallen. The vast majority of Blu-ray versions out there present everything in CinemaScope. So even the IMAX footage is severely cropped down to CinemaScope aspect ratio. So you're literally losing about half of the IMAX image in that. Now in this case, the big screen edition, it presents it Dark Knight style. So you actually get the IMAX footage filling the 16:9 frame. So you're still losing a little bit off the top and bottom, but you're getting the vast majority of it, and certainly more than what you get in the regular Blu-ray edition. So obviously I wanted to have the best possible presentation for the movie, even if it's not one of my favorites. So I tracked down the big screen edition, and as I said, even being a limited edition, you can still get it fairly cheap because nobody cares. Which turned out to be to my benefit because I'd been putting it off for years, and I thought I was going to have to pay through the nose for it. But nope, apparently not. I just basically found a listing that showed clearly that it had the slipcover. There's actually a bit of gunk on the slipcover. I'll have to clean that up at some point. But anyway, big screen edition of Revenge of the Fallen. And then finally, of course, I picked up the 3D version of Dark of the Moon, which actually has a very cool lenticular cover. So it wasn't just because this was the 3D version. This also does present the IMAX footage, I believe, the same way as this, if I'm not mistaken. I can't tell. Maybe not. I have no idea. Anyway, the main reason to get the 3D edition was because the first version that came out was apparently quite light on extras, so that was one of the reasons I put off getting this for so long. So with Dark of the Moon, we actually have several discs. Actually got four discs in this one. We've got a DVD version. We got the regular Blu-ray. This is the well, actually here, if we start here, we've got the Blu-ray feature film. We've got the Blu-ray special features. Then we have the Blu-ray 3D feature film, and then the DVD feature film. So it's a full-blown combo pack. This shows you how much things have changed even just in the past few years. Because when Revenge of the Fallen came out, they weren't really doing combo packs. Combo packs are a more recent development. So yeah, I haven't watched Dark of the Moon, can't really comment on the movie. It does have a fair amount of extras, though. I guess if we just quickly go through the extras here, just for the sake of more information. Let's see. So, Transformers, Disc 1, we got commentary by director Michael Bay. Transformers heads-up display. View Transformers like never before with picture-in-picture behind-the-scenes information and more. And some exclusive online BD Live content. Disc 2, Our World in HD. Explore the world of Transformers through interviews with the cast and crew, stunt training footage, and exclusive access to the on-set locations. Their War HD. Learn more about the Autobots and Decepticons with exclusive access to production design, military advisors, and digital special effects. And finally, More Than Meets the Eye HD. Experience an in-depth featurette on the making of the Scorponok desert attack scene, which is actually a pretty cool scene. I actually did like that one. Concept boards and theatrical trailers. And there you go. So that's all the extras for the first one. The second one, we got quite a bit here. Disc 1, commentary by director Michael Bay and writers Roberto Orci and Alex Kurtzman. Disc 2, The Human Factor, Exacting Revenge of the Fallen. This exciting making-of documentary takes you to the shoot on the Great Pyramids for a behind-the-scenes look. Discover the secrets of the film's visual special effects with its unprecedented military access. Deconstructing Visual Bayhem. Multi-angle sequences allow you to explore key scenes and discover how some of the movie's most spectacular stunts were created. Nest, Transformers Data Hub, SD, not HD. Get to know 12 of the film's Transformers inside and out. You have access to their confidential files, each loaded with an innovative 3D spin gallery, as well as a timeline charting each Transformer's origin, backstory, and design evolution. Now, why would that be in SD? That sounds like something that would be perfectly suited for HD, just for more detail of the image. I don't know, whatever. And much more. Okay, so there's that much more here. Oh, and then we have Blu-ray exclusive, The Allspark Experiment. Unleash the power of the recently discovered Allspark Shard. Begin by choosing a vehicle and customizing it with a selection of parts and accessories. Then apply the Allspark to your creation. You might unlock a secret about the future of Transformers. Cool. I have not looked at any of that stuff, so I couldn't tell you if it's any good. I do recall looking at some of the featurettes on the Transformers before. I've never actually owned any of them before, so it was, a friend's copy. But, yeah, pretty cool. And then finally, Transformers. Were all the extras we waited for worth it with the 3D edition? Well, let's see. We got the Ultimate Set. Includes over 3 hours of special features. Disc 1, Blu-ray 3D, feature film in 3D. Disc 2, Blu-ray, feature film. They put the discs in the case out of order. Those silly people. Disc 3, Blu-ray special features. Above and Beyond, Above and Beyond, Exploring Dark of the Moon. Uncharted Territory, NASA's Future, Then and Now. Deconstructing Chicago, multi-angle sequences. The Art of... I suddenly lost the ability to read. Aneurysm. Okay. The Art of Cybertron. And more. Well, presumably, either all the 3 of those featurettes tally up to 3 hours, or there's more. I don't see anything but a commentary here. Maybe there's no commentary on this one. Maybe Michael Bay just got tired of defending himself. And Disc 4 is just the DVD feature film. And that's it. So there you go. The Bay Formers. I've got them all. I figured also, being the 30th anniversary, obviously I want to get my Transformers collection up to date. There's a lot of stuff I've been slacking on and lagging behind on. This was one of them, obviously. And as I say, basically I've been told by a lot of people that the third one is an improvement over the second, but not as good as the first. So, and as I've said on many occasions, I actually liked the first. I thought, yeah, I could have done without some of the toilet humor. But some of the other humor, I didn't mind so much. Yeah, there was more of a focus on the humans than the robots. But, I mean, just, if they're going to focus entirely on the robots, it might as well just be an all-CG movie and not have any humans in it at all. And we essentially have that with Transformers Prime. Transformers Prime basically did all those things. But I don't know. It's hard. I could sit down and sort of deconstruct it for ages. But there are aspects of them that I like. There are aspects of them that bug the shit out of me, and that's pretty much it in a nutshell. I don't completely write them off as useless pieces of shit, but I can completely understand why some people do. I don't know that I'd even put them so much in the guilty pleasure territory. For me, it's more like I enjoy a lot of the moments of, the Transformers being brought to life and stuff. Anytime Prime says anything, I'm there because, just got a big wet spot for Peter Cullen's awesome voice. And, it bugs the shit out of me that Soundwave has never been fixed from the theatrical version. He still sounds like Dr. Claw, which is how Frank Welker would perform the character in the show, but then it was post-processed with that lovely harmonizing sound. But they never fixed it, and apparently it's still unfixed in Dark of the Moon. I just hope that fucking Bumblebee has a voice in Dark of the Moon. He probably doesn't. For some reason, it seems to have become the thing to have Bumblebee mute all the time. I don't get it. Even in Transformers Prime, he's mute in Transformers Prime. Like, why? Why has that become a thing? Why have we taken Bumblebee's voice away? Let him speak, for God's sake. He's one of the original characters, and one of the few that actually made the transition largely intact from, G1 through all the various iterations to the Bayformers. Except that they made him mute. I just don't get it. Anyway, yeah, so I'll probably do something later on. I have rewatched the first one. I'm about halfway through rewatching the second one. Literally the first time I've seen it all the way through since the theater, I think, actually. I think I saw it once again on home video. But, and Dark of the Moon I've never seen, so... Yeah, when I finish getting through all three of them, I'll probably revisit it and do another 30th anniversary video, sort of giving more thoughts about them, and we'll take it from there. So there you go. I finally jumped into the Bay and got the Bayformers. Don't know what more I can say about it. That is it from me to you for now. So until next time, thanks for watching, and sayonara.